Hey guys, it's me, Rane Gesture. Welcome back to the Pinoy Pride podcast. It's episode 8. Wow, we've gotten 8 episodes of this done already, which is like a shocker. I know I look very red today. Look, my mom's having a migraine, and this is like the best line I can have. So just gotta deal with it, guys. Sorry, audio listeners, you don't have to worry. Anyways, for the entirety of the Pinoy Pride podcast, we've slowly been running out of ideas. Ever since episode 3, I think it was episode 3. It's just that, you know, making a podcast, stuff. Some ideas just takes a while to form, to fully flourish. And this 2-part episode story arc thing, maybe it's just it's just a one-time thing. Honestly, I hope it's a one-time thing because we have a lot to talk about in the world. I don't know why we're saying we're running out of ideas when we have everything we can talk about in the world. Like the territorial border conflict, the actual issues, like political issues. I don't know why we're not talking about that. As a Pinoy, I feel like we have like a lot of like great insight into these topics, especially if we can like get our voices out there. Hey, to those protesting, fuck the machine. Yeah, hell yeah, guys. Rage Against the Machine is a good band too, by the way. And while I try to not get sidetracked a lot, actually I have an outline of stuff I'm going to talk to you about. Especially during the first episode of this kind of arc thing, we were planning to just completely talk about the other things that the other person wants to talk about. This person, like let's say it was Marco's turn, which was episode 7. For those who don't know, this series is like the other person who won't be appearing in the podcast will give the other person topics that the person who will be appearing to talk about on the podcast to talk about. And episode 7, it was Marco's turn to talk about stuff that I wanted him to talk about, but he didn't. He only talked about 2 stuff. Just wow. It's just a lot about you, Marco. This is not directed to you guys, but it's directed to Marco. Marco, you are not only a liar, a massive red flag, and an ableist, but you are also not a man of your word. And wow, I asked him to talk about all these topics. These all reasonable and insightful topics that we could all, have our own opinions on. And, share with everyone in the world, but I guess not. I guess not. It's fine. It really is fine. Anyways, instead of being not a man of my word, I will be a man of my word and do the thing that we originally planned in episode 6. Yes, guys, I don't forget about the episodes. That's a thing. I don't forget. Anyways, here are the topics that Marcus gave me. A lot of stuff there. Okay, I guess I'll start with the first one. The IP. Now, if you guys don't know, the IP, it's awful. I've lost hours of sleep to the IP. Stuff that we all had to do. It's a mandatory thing in which we all have to do a scientific experiment by 4th quarter or 3rd quarter, depends on your group. And we have to make a research paper about it. It's like a thesis where you do scientific stuff. And I know it's supposed to prepare us for the future. Man, the future is just catching up. The future is just. I don't want to be in the future. I want to stay in the past. I want to stay in the present. But we all have to move on. Eventually. Anyways, so with the IP, I mean, what's there to talk about? Really, it's a bunch of bull. It's a bunch of crap. Honestly, it's awful. I would never subject anyone to this kind of experience. And the biggest reason why I don't like the IP is because of the group mates that you get. Yes, it's a group project. It's not a solo project. So there's a sense of like relief in that part. But it doesn't matter when your group mates are just a bunch of disposable people. No offense to my group mates, even though I know you guys won't be watching. But to my unnamed group mates who, have been less than stellar. I appreciate you guys being there. Yeah, I appreciate all the stuff that you tried. I like the fact that you guys tried. What I do not like is that this entire project has made me into like a power hungry guy that made me like control everything. I actually made the entire paper by myself, dead serious, except for the middle part, which is the methodology. For those who don't know, here's the IP structure. You have the introduction, the methodology. The introduction is to introduce your topic, blah 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 blah, and stuff that you're gonna cover, stuff that you will do. The stuff, the jargons, the everything really. The methodology is what you will be doing, like step by step, process by process, everything. And the results and and discussion is just self-explanatory. It's just the results. I want to hear about that, honestly. But I don't know. For the IP, Mark, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I do not care about the IP whatsoever. And I would like to move on. I would like to move on. I would like to move on. I would like. Anyways, people you don't like. I'm being serious right now. The second one. I know you guys can't see it well, but that's the second one. And for the people I don't like, it's not a lot. Honestly, I have never had a bad experience with someone, really. And if I did have a bad experience, it's mostly my fault. And for people I don't like in general, it's people that I do not know. I mean, I do not like the guy who runs Israel. I don't know. Stop killing children. I don't know. I'm pro Palestine. Sorry, guys. I mean, why am I saying sorry? No. I do not like Hitler. I thought Hitler was a bad guy. Saddam Hussein. I don't like Saddam Hussein. I don't like Joseph Stalin. I mean, I did like the USSR anthem, but like, as a anthem, it's probably like the mid C tier. I'm pretty sure. What else do I not like? I don't know. But no, never mind. I do not hate anyone per se. It's not your fault. Oh, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, don't like the Chief Keef song. Yes. I know that song. I know that song very well. 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 Anyways, embarrassing moments. Embarrassing moments. Embarrassing moments. One time, March 18. One time I don't think I could talk about that. Should I talk about it? I don't think so. Sorry, Marga, but I might have to skip this one because it is a little bit personal, Embarrassing moments. The thing is, I'll give you like a short one. Embarrassing moments. This one was pretty recent. It was yesterday, actually. We were in McDonald's. Me and my family. We drove to McDonald's to just eat our lunch, and I guess because my brother wanted some McDonald's, so we got McDonald's. And what we did, dine in, we dined in, and once we entered, once we entered, we talked. I talked to the cashier. It's like, hey, why don't we have spoon and forks? Like, what's up with that? Because we received our order. It's like a massive order because like me and my family are like, big eaters. Well, mostly me because I eat everything. But yeah, fun fact because I was a fat kid. But I'm still kind of I'm on the chubby side, but like to the skinnier side. I don't know. My BMI says I'm normal, but I feel like I'm chubby. But in reality, I'm like very skinny. Like honestly, this was this used to not be like this thin. This used to be like very thick back then, but now it's like. So I asked her like, what the hell? Where's our spoon and forks? I need 5 spoons. I need 5 forks. And like she was like, oh, it's right there. No, I'm just gonna let that sink in because I was like, oh my goodness, what did I asked her if she could give me 5 spoons and 5 forks when I could have just gotten them myself. And oh my gosh, it was really cringe. I after that interaction, my dad came over to me. It's like, and you know, it was such an awkward moment because I was slowly picking out spoons and forks, and my dad went up to me for like no reason. I don't even remember what he said because I was just that embarrassed by that moment because I unintentionally became a misogynist during that. Because I was just asking a girl to do stuff for me, even though like the spoon and forks were just in front of me. I'm stupid, you know. I'm a guy. I can do stuff myself. Why am I asking girls to do it? Anyways, I'm not saying that girls can't do stuff. I'm just saying like what the hell, like that by Kendrick Lamar and Metro Boomin in the Future, 2012. Oh, next one, Rick and Morty. Hey, I'm actually a huge Rick and Morty fan. Um, until season 5. I guess season 5 was when the show kind of fell off for me. Season 4 was good though. I did like season 4, especially the Vat of Acid episode, in which I'm pretty sure some of you guys would agree. The Vat of Acid episode is, in my opinion, is one of my favorite episodes of the series as a whole. But they actually did make a comeback season in season 6. Yes, I am a Rick and Morty fan once again. I'm not like those like fucking Szechuan sauce kind of guys. Like, yeah, you are. Not like one of those guys. Because like, generally, like, what is wrong with some people? I mean, I'm not saying that, like, there's something wrong with them, but like, why would you do this in public? Why would you make the fan base that you're representing significantly worse because of your own actions? What's up? But come on, why would you do that? That's just dumb. Why? Ever since that incident, Rick and Morty has garnered like the worst ever reputation ever. The Reddit show. It's the Reddit show. It's the 100 wholesome 100 wholesome Keanu Reeves big chungus show now. And that you need to have a high intellect to understand the show. Even though the one thing that I enjoyed about the show in the first place is not the intellect itself. No. Really, I actually fucking enjoy the story. Yeah. Okay. Let's get that clear. I love the story. So far, the story has been exhilarating. It's amazing. I have seen stuff like it. I was about to say I've never seen anything like it, but I have. For the story itself, cool, that's fine. You do need some intellect, but like it's not that deep. The show is not that deep. You know what's a deep show? Mr. Robot. Watch that show. Mr. Robot is amazing. And I'm straight up saying it right now. It's better than it's better than Rick and Morty. I don't know. Find me. Season 3 and 4 of Mr. Robot is easily the two best seasons of television I've ever seen. It's very very close. I mean, Breaking Bad's 5th season, as well as its 4th season, and Better Call Saul's fifth and sixth season. I'm noticing a pattern like the two final seasons of those shows. They're on par with each other in terms of like quality, unless we involve like comedy shows in which okay, that's a different conversation. But hey, stop being sidetracked. I'm talking about Rick and Morty, and you know, what else is there to say about Rick and Morty? Rick and Morty. I fucking love Rick and Morty. Season 6 was amazing. I actually no, I haven't been giving you the whole truth. Rick and Morty, season 6 was not fully amazing. It was half shit and half amazing. Maybe 60% amazing. But I don't think I like that the summer episode with the fucking open your mind. You're reusing the joke over and over again, and we're supposed to find it funny. And although I have some gripes with it, especially the Americans episode, that was awful, just genuinely awful. One of the worst episodes of the show might be actually no, hold up. It might be the worst episode of the entire series as whole. I don't know what they were thinking, but I think there's a like identity crisis with like Rick and Morty. Yeah, I know that's not a new statement. Someone already said that before me. But like, it is so true because Rick and Morty has been trying to find its footing ever since season 4 to 5. I always felt like something was off after season 4 because the writing quality after season 3 just felt really weird. Like they were hitting a stride during season 3 and then they kind of murked it up on season 4. I don't know why. They did address this in one episode in season... Oh shit, I got the timelines wrong. Oh, sorry. Guys, season 7, I think, is the newest season, not season 6. So, whoops. Okay. So, embarrassing moments, that's probably one of them. Yeah, guys, sorry about that. Season 6, I thought it was a good return to form, but nothing too remarkable as a season. I think it was a step in the right direction, though. Season 7, that one was the one I was trying to praise earlier. No, not season 6. Sorry about that. Season 7 is half shit, half amazing, but I do think it's probably one of the best Rick and Morty seasons ever. I've never been this excited for a show. I mean, a season of Rick and Morty, because season 7 has produced some of the greatest episodes the show has ever made, in my opinion. Let me get this off the table. The best episode the show has ever done, I'm not joking, is the last episode of season 7. It's called Fear No More, and it's amazing. That thing blew my mind. I think it's arguably my favorite episode, my personal favorite episode of the show, but technically my true favorite of the show is the season 3 one, the one with Eva Morty. I think that was my favorite. But dang, that last episode of season 7 just blew away my mind. Like, just... And it's an amazing character study of Morty as well as Rick. And, the evolution, it feels like... The thing is with Rick and Morty, it doesn't feel like a show that you can start any season and just go on with it. No. And this episode cements that, because if you have been watching ever since like season 1 and you've come to follow these characters up until season 7, let's say, then you're gonna appreciate that episode so much because it's like an evolution of the relationship, that Rick actually does care for Morty, and that Morty is not exactly as replaceable as he seems, because we've only seen Rick's true self through our eyes mostly. We've never had Morty see everything that Rick has went through. So this entire like episode kind of like makes them experience both. We get to see Morty's side and then our side, and then like Rick's side, even though Rick's side was actually plot twist, spoilers, Rick's side was fake the entire time. It was just Morty who went into the hole. And wow, boom, amazing, top tier episode. It's a 10 out of 10. One of my favorite episodes of Rick and Morty, if not my favorite. And the other one, on Mort Rickon, another phenomenal episode, something that will probably stand the test of time as an amazing subversion. It's it's an amazing subversion, honestly. I've never seen a subversion like that in a while, because spoilers once again, choosing to kill off a villain that you've been building up for the past few seasons, so that another villain of yours that's in the background can, just fucking shove it in front of the character like, oh, I'm better than you, in like the coolest way possible. Wow, yeah, yeah. Okay, that was just an amazing, amazing stuff. And best thing of all, it wasn't the season finale. It was it was like the fourth episode, I think. Is it fifth? Maybe. Yeah, fifth. Let's just say fifth. I don't know. I don't remember the season that well anymore. So yeah, Rick and Morty, I guess. Great season. Oh, I did say episode, so let's have one more episode that I want to shout out from season 7. Rick Fending Your Mort is unbelievably funny. The funniest the show has ever been. And Mort Ragnarok, I think, is also another funny one. Sorry guys, I do like it when the joke that's being repeated is kind of funny. Yeah, I do like that. And oh, that's Amorte. Yeah, okay, that's my top 3. My top 3, in this order specifically. Number 3, that's Amorte. Number 2, Unmort Ricken, and number 1, Fear No More. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, instead of Rick and Morty, no one wants to hear about fucking Rick and Morty. Marco, I don't know why you made me talk about this. The future of PPP. Oh, the future of PPP. I don't know. Make more episodes. The fuck is this supposed to be? We keep making episodes up until the school starts, Marco. I don't know what you're talking about. Actually, I haven't talked to them about that. Okay, maybe. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. The future of PPP. Oh, this it keeps going. I guess up until I die, or up until Marco leaves. I guess if Marco dies, I'll probably replace him. Just to profit off of his death and keep the entire thing alive. I have a business to run here, Marco. So please don't die on us. Who would I replace him with? I'd probably replace him with someone I know really well, but I would probably rename the podcast just to like, I don't know, because it's a new host, this new show. It's not the same if something's wrong, If something's wrong, then no one's gonna buy that. Same thing with Rick and Morty. I felt like something was wrong during season 4, 5, especially 5. Fuck 5. I did not like 5 whatsoever, even though that last episode was fucking good. It was amazing. Last half of the season was amazing, but I did not like season 5. It was like Rick and Morty at its lowest. Whatever. Let's stop talking about Rick and Morty. The next one is the best corn. Pretty interesting question. At the end of the day, I don't like I'm sorry. What kind of websites do you visit in your free time? In the summer, I've been just growing through the internet and stuff. I guess this was a perfect question for me because I have been interacting with a new website I found. It's called Twitter. I don't know. Sorry. Websites. What fucking question is this, dude? I don't get it. Websites that I visit in my free time? I don't know, porn? What the hell? I find porn on Twitter. I don't need to search up a website for that. Okay, wait. Maybe. Okay, fine. I'll try to give a satisfactory answer because this thing is just kind of like me and Mark are talking, but like without Mark over here. It is kind of weird. Um, what kind of websites do you visit? The thing is, it's such a weird question. Is there like a website that everyone goes to that I'm just not familiar with? Because the thing is, if I mention like stuff like Twitter, Reddit, those are technically websites, but like I consider them as like apps. They're not like website oriented. I mean, let's say for example Roblox. I mean, Roblox. Come on, it's fucking Roblox. It's a website, but I guess it's an app now. It's both a website and an app, so it kind of doesn't work. Um, yeah, let's see. Let's just move on from that. Weirdest things you've done. Weirdest things I've done. Well, the weirdest thing I've ever done really was, I guess, eat my boogers. Alright, I eat boogers. Is that weird? That's weird. I don't. Look, if this is supposed to be like a setup or something, or a setup for a joke, I'm sorry. But the weirdest thing I've done is very vague. And you got me thinking. If I'm thinking, the joke's ruined. I'm sorry. The weirdest thing I've done. I don't want to give you guys that kind of I don't want to give like unsatisfactory answers. Because it's very boring. So far it's been very boring. Really. I've just talked about Rick and Morty and that's it. The weirdest thing I've ever done was, I don't know. Can't think of any. Aside from that moment in the parking lot in the Robinsons extension, 4:31 a.m. You know, it's in the parking lot in the extension. Near the tree in the corner. There's something you'll find there. Something you'll find there near the tree in the corner. There's something you'll find there in the tree in the corner. And you find there near the cross street. Something you'll find there in the stuff you want to do in the near future. Well, first of all, in the near future, I'm suggesting like after 3 years, after 4 years, after 2 years, after 5 years? I'll say 5. Well, I did talk about this briefly in episode 3. I do want to run a YouTube channel at some point. I want to get famous. You know, probably have my own fan base. It's a weird thought. I just want some recognition sometimes. And that's my ego talking. I'm not a very egotistic person. I don't ask for much. But there's always some kind of like childhood yearning in me that's like, it's like screaming, "Hey, someone's gotta be obsessed with you," or something. But like, it doesn't have to be romantic or like romantic or something like that. Maybe like platonic. Someone just actually enjoys being with me. Which I believe that, I don't know, if people like the stuff that I'm putting out in the world and someone likes the stuff I'm putting out in the world, yeah, that's a success. That's this is one of the things I kind of want to keep doing in the future. Well, one of the hobbies I'm currently pursuing right now is music. And I don't know if maybe someone does like that kind of like sound, that genre. Hell, I'll appreciate it. Keep doing that thing and keep pursuing it. But really, in the future, I'll probably be dead. I'm just kidding, guys. Probably, I don't know, fucking working at some retail job. I mean, in the near future, I'll be in college. It's a scary thought. When you're 16 years old, you just realizing 2 years from now, you're 18. You're fucking legal now. You can work. You can have a driver's license. You're one of the adults. In 2 years. In just 2 years, you're one of them. Yeah, it's a scary thought because you still think you're a child. Deep down, you still think you're a child. But really you're not. And that's the thing. It's such a weird thought because 1 second you're just enjoying yourself, just being yourself. You're just scrolling to TikTok. The next, you're fucking what? 17? 18? You're old. It just kind of takes a while to settle in. but you're old now. It's not a sad thing. It's probably exciting. The fact that I have a driver's license is pretty cool, but also pretty dangerous because I don't think I'm the best driver in the world. I wear glasses. I've actually never worn these glasses, but I do have them, and you know, someday I can drive. Someday I'll probably don't go in the extension of the parking lot. Don't go in the extension of the parking lot. Don't go in the extension of the parking lot. Don't go in the extension of the parking lot. Don't go in the exception of the parking lot. Don't go in the extension of the parking lot. Don't go in the extension of the parking lot. Don't go in the extension of the parking lot. Don't go in the extension of the parking lot. Don't go in the extension of the parking lot. Don't go in the extension of the parking lot. Oh, sorry guys. Look. Next one is a really weird one. If you had to kill Marco, how would you do it? Well, why do we have to talk about this? If I had to kill Marco, what would I do? Well, first of all, I think we should keep this matter private. Second of all, if I were to kill Marco, if I were to do it, if I were to do just kill my co-host right then and there, if I would kill Marco, you know what I'd do? It's easy. It's really not that hard. Here, I'll make one on the spot. Psalm chapter 37, verses 23 to 24. The Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in him. Though he may stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds him with his hand. Hebrews chapter 10, verses 24 to 25. And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. Luke chapter 12, verse 32. Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. Philippians chapter 4, verse 7. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 6. Be strong and courageous. 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 I think it'll be fine, honestly. Because that's the thing. I know you're a very social person with your parents, and if you proceed to tell where your whereabouts are to your parents, then they're obviously gonna get suspicious. Come on, and the plans failed. I can't kill you with like no consequence. Ideally, I get to kill you without consequence. Like no one knows where Barker went, and like no one has like a clue. No one has a thing. It's just it's gonna be really messy. It's gonna be a hard time to plan. So maybe in advance. How about this? If I were to kill Marco, here's the thing. It wouldn't be possible if we do it right now. I'll make one on the spot. In 10 years or so or something, Marco Seminole, say that, he'll be 26, 25, doesn't matter. As long as he's out of his home and he is, just living somewhere else other than his parents' house, in which is the ideal situation, right? So, what's gonna happen is that, hey, let's say I have illustrious YouTube career, or just something. I'll make like a video, something. I get like a reason for us to, visit each other in like a mall or something. Maybe just to hang out, just to catch up, maybe something like that. And ideally, you wouldn't tell anyone where your whereabouts are. No, not even her. You won't tell even her. So I'll get that part covered up in a minute. So let's say, in a new place, a new home, we meet up in the mall. Just quick meetup. And we'll walk around the mall and do some stuff like probably just talk to each other, just walk around the mall and if we do food, we play games, typical mall stuff. What else do you do in the mall? So when we do that, when we finally finish that part, when it's time to go home, that's when I execute the plan. We'll go home, we'll walk. It's night. Preferably like 10 or something. Very dark. No one's outside. I'd invite you to like a nearby park. Or maybe just like to walk around outside. Ideally. And I'll walk around in the dark. Make sure to check around the place. If anyone's near, if anyone can see. Then, I guess while we're walking, we stumble upon like a very tight, road, I guess. Then, what I'd proceed to do, if I were to add one sin from the seven deadly this one's pretty good. If I were to add a sin from the seven deadly sins, what would that sin be? Well, first of all, I would like to say the seven deadly sins are already kind of perfect in and of themselves, because I don't know, it just rolls off the tongue better. Seven deadly sins, like, really, really screams the Bible, like the angels, the devils, the Satans, the gods, all that stuff. It's pretty cool. It sounds menacing. But the eight deadly sins, I don't know, it doesn't hit the same, honestly. Like, it's an even number. It's like, are you forcing this? Why 8? No. Anyways, if I were to add one, well, I guess I would probably add uselessness. Now let me explain, because it's a very vague thing to just generalize. Uselessness as in being very annoying, really, because I think hell is a very special place for some people I meet, right? I can't put general assholery in hell, because being an asshole kind of already portrayed there as like wrath or like malice, I guess. So being useless, that's a thing that's that I can't do this anymore. I cannot do this anymore. can't do. It gets so annoying because when we talk about like uselessness, I'm talking about like just being annoying because because let me tell you one thing. Back then, when I was like an incel, I was living the incel lifestyle. I usually had like problems with my old laptop and like some issues that I just hated it. I would always solve them every single time because of a simple Google search. But some of these problems are just so vague and so specific that there's like hardly any results in the internet. So when I find out that someone, thank goodness, someone's having the same problem as me and is perfectly describing the thing they're experiencing right now. And then when I go to the forum, let's say we're in a forum, there's these things called comments. Comments are where you can provide insight or answers into this kind of thing that this person is experiencing. Now, my main issue with uselessness is that when there's a question being asked, you do not reply with "I'm having the same problem." I do not care if you are having the same problem because, oh my goodness, it's already posted in the question. It already says in the question. There's a special place in hell reserved for people who do this. There's a special place, a very special place. I hope it's like the 8th circle of hell, the worst of the worst. I just hate it every single time because it's usually that one post. After hours of endless searching of just things that can help you, you proceed to find a post that's exactly it, that this is it, and then it has a comment. It finally has a comment, and then when that comment turns out to be "I'm having the same problem," this question asks, what would you do if you got drafted in the war? I would die. What would you feel if you were forgotten? Ooh. What would I feel if I was forgotten? Now let's get a bit introspective here. Just a short one. There are two types of death. The first one is what we call material death, I guess. I'll call it material death. In material death, it's you who's dead. You're gone. You're dead. You're done. You're done. Body's gone. Your body is decaying now because your organs shutting down. Your brain stops working. Your liver stops functioning. Your lungs, they don't receive any more oxygen. Your heart stops beating. Your skin just starts rotting away and you start dying. It's a process of death you're processing through right now. Either you die of natural causes, heart attack, it doesn't matter, you're dead. There's many ways to die, but in the end, you're dead. All of them end the same way. That's material death. Like, you can't do anything about it, you're just dead. Just gotta deal with it. Second one, I would call real death. It's essentially the fact that you are just forgotten. You're not there anymore. Although you were not there anymore because you're dead, but like, you're not there anymore in the sense that no one remembers you. No one knows your name. No one knows who you are or what you are. You're just some skeleton. You're just some rotting corpse. Or you're just some pile of ash that someone stumbled upon in a jar, I guess. That thing about being forgotten like that, it's just such a scary thought. What would I feel? I'd feel scared because I don't want to be forgotten at some point. Even though I will be, because eventually we all will die. And there'll be a million presidents and a million other people that the future will care about. We don't just have to keep talking about the same people over and over again. So the fact that near future I will be forgotten, that kind of does scare me. But on a lighter note, being forgotten is also kind of good because let's go back to my old school days, where I was this very obnoxious, loud, and very nerdy, and just overall no social cue kind of guy, person, kid, child. So, taking that into context, comparing that to the one that I feel like is more socially acceptable today, I feel like in that sense I would rather be forgotten. Because imagine this. You had a bully back then, right? You were a child and there's like a bully in your school. Would you want to keep thinking about that guy? You want to be friends with that guy again? You ever reach out to him? No, no. I hated that guy. Get him away from me. You know, I feel like in that sense, it would be better if I was forgotten because I do not want to be like kind of like a burden in someone's mind. Even though some people find I was funny, I was a very, very misguided child. I haven't mentioned it about this, and I won't mention it again. But I used to be really racist. I used to be really racist. Like, not in like I hated this kind of race because I'm actually racist. I was racist as in I was misguided. Like, I was ignorant. You know, it was not setting in for me. I said stuff that I just should not have said. Ever. And it just ruined my reputation forever for those people. Like, those people will forever know me as the guy who was just extremely racist. But why was I like not racist? I'm saying like I'm a misguided racist. Let me give you more context before I finally answer this stupid question. I was racist in a way that just is just completely rooted in ignorance of the cultural significance of like races and stuff. Yeah, because back then, let's say like 2016, 2018, 2019, which is like 5 years ago now. Wow. Okay, so like 5 years ago, 2019, I stumbled upon a video of the N-word, and I never knew how two syllables can change everything. It changed everything. Those two syllables, you could say them right now. That's how easy they were, how accessible they were. I did not know that why it was so controversial, why it was so forbidden. So my mind was basically going through like, why is this such a forbidden word? Let's make everyone say it. Let's remove all the controversial stuff. Let's own it. In which I do think that's what the African Americans did now. But as an Asian, as a Southeast Asian, as a Filipino, Pinoy Pride Podcast, in retrospect, that was the dumbest thing ever. Imagine that. You cannot own a word that it's not even directed to you. So the fact that I kept saying it over and over again in class, dead serious, in class, no one stopped me, and around my friends, they were all so like, you know, shocked because this kid was saying this kind of thing in school, like repeatedly too. Like, I basically said that nearly every day, which I really hated. And what happened is that some of them joined in. Yeah, that's how bad it got. But like they never knew like what I meant, like why it was so significant, why I was saying it. It's like just some random stem, I guess. It turned into a stem that I just kept saying over and over again, and I meant like no meaning to it. Like overall, I meant no meaning to it. So I just kept saying it over and over again, and no one knew what it meant. And they kind of started saying it back too. And now, a year later, when everyone's more informed about the world around them, yeah, I guess I get why it would age terribly. It didn't even age terribly. It was terrible from the start. Like, that thought and that person that I used to be, I wish that everyone would forget and just, yeah. In general, the best outcome is for people to see that you changed. they forget the old you, and they start to introduce themselves to the new you, the one that is actually a better person and someone who is not racist. Guys, it's 2024. Stop being racist. Favorite recipe? Which one's the hot wolf one? Yeah, that one. If you were a talented artist, what's the first thing you draw? Porn. Favorite horror game? Oh, sorry. Favorite horror genre? Think I play horror? No. Hell no. I never play horror. Um, if I ever did though. Oh, thank you. If I ever did play horror, I'd probably publicize it. But okay, this was a tough question, Marco. I might not even be able to answer this one because favorite horror genre. I don't even play a lot of horror games. The horror games that I play are a mix between action and horror. It's not purely horror specifically. I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't answer this one because you know I just don't play horror games. Dumb shower thoughts. What would you do if you were in a zombie apocalypse? Next one. Ask what I would do if I was like the last human alive. Um, you know, it's kind of lonely if I was like the last human alive. I don't know, like live, like I, dude. Okay, these questions have been fine and all, but like honestly, I think I kind of sucked at answering each and every one of them. What I do believe is that when I'm the last human alive, well, what am I gonna do? I got no one to repopulate with. That's for sure. I guess just chillax until I die, or maybe build like a. Honestly, I would kind of kill to like build like a robot clone of me to like just like pass down my lineage. Like, let's say like I turn from human to like robot. I guess that would be pretty cool. But like I don't think that's possible because I don't know how to make robots. But you know the thought is just the thought is cool itself. What I do think I'll do when I'm like the last human alive is probably nothing. I'll be honest. I mean, well, think about it. If you were the last human alive, what's there to do? Nothing's in crisis. You know? I guess you jerk off, but like, you can only have that kind of pleasure for like, I don't know, for like a minute or so. I don't know how long do you guys like last? Whatever. Well, yeah, I guess if I was the last human alive, I'd just walk around.
Hello.
Mostly what I'll be doing is just walking around, looking at surroundings, looking at how aesthetic everything is. You know, looking at how quiet everything is, and like that. There's just nothing going on. Really, everything that I love involves a lot of people in it. A lot of guys, a lot of girls, sometimes even guys and girls. And without them, well, what's the point? Really, if you take the humans out of the equation, the Earth is just the Earth. And the Earth remains unused. Like, I guess I get it when people say like humans are the plague, but if the Earth just remains unused, then it's like wasted potential in a way, you know. I know I'm deviating from the question, but I think I want to delve into something that's a bit more into, like, I mean, like, I'm just gonna expand on this. You know, just as like a general rule of thumb, if you don't use something, it gets wasted. You know, the Earth eventually dies because the sun explodes, and I guess we have the Big Bang, and the universe is gonna be like, well, whatever. I do not care. You know, I do not care if that's the case. Yo, what?
There's 7 specific YouTubers who
am I still recording?
represent the 7 deadly sins of greed, lust.
Oh, we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. I mean, it makes for like a great topic. um, so wait. We actually gotta talk about this. The thing is, it's just really weird, like that it's happening. You know, what's the point if it's gonna happen? You know, but like it's kind of existentialist, but like, you know, I mean, I guess we just gotta accept it. You know. Yeah. Honestly, if you think about it, yeah. Because like, if you keep focusing on that, then you're never gonna do anything. You know.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I agree, yeah.
Are you eating?
Okay. I'm eating a banana.
Wow. Okay. Look. Yep. There's a thing. I guess that's pretty much what I'm just gonna say about it, because, you know, delving deeper into the topic, I'd rather if like the people just, you know, find meaning themselves.
Yeah. That makes
Sometimes
so much sense.
an answer is like worse than not having an
But,
answer. You know.
Yeah,
Really think.
that's what I also thought at first.
Yeah.
And then I
What about?
hold on.
Say it.
I mean, eat a banana. Okay.
No, sabihin mo na.
The thing is, the thing is that what I imagine it to be
Yeah.
is that we're all put here for no reason at all.
Yeah.
We're just kind of here to just exist and then die again.
Mm-hmm.
And just think
Okay.
about it, like you wouldn't even care
Okay, what?
what happened to you like before you were born. So why
Yeah.
would you care if you're going back to that kind of place?
Yeah.
When for eternity, for decades,
Yeah.
before you were born, you were kind of nothing, and then you just like spawned
Yeah,
here.
like-
You're just like, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
why are you fearing for your life when your actual life before you were born
Yeah.
is going back to the same thing when you're gonna die?
Exactly.
Unless,
But
unless actually, like we
Yeah, there you
could
go.
kind of connect it to like what some religions say is like, you know, the truth. Maybe like heaven is where we were, and then like heaven's where we're gonna go. again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. I mean, the thing is, as much as we keep talking about this, I just really don't want to give an answer. I want to keep it ambiguous, you know.
I get to believe that.
Yeah,
I get to believe like,
yeah.
you get to believe
As
as much as we put meaning to it, as much
Yeah.
as we put significance to it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it really just does not matter. But
Yeah, I think
it
that's
should.
fine.
It should. maybe it's fine.
Yeah.
No. No.